Hey everyone, it's Danny. Welcome to the greenhouse. If you are new and this is your first time viewing, I'm happy you're here because we are starting a mini series. And each week I'm going to put out one part, and this is to get you familiar with what I have in my collection. And I like myself watching these videos, these type of videos, because it gives me the opportunity to see plants and orchids and flowers and stuff that I might have not seen before. And I have found quite a few of my orchids and plants from watching videos like this and seeing other people's collections. And obviously my collection's too big to show you all in one video. We'd be here hours. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do one shelf a week. And, we'll get to the stuff that's on the ground and the plants that are kind of, this, there, and misplaced. And what I'm also going to do, the plants or the orchids that I show you that are not in bloom, after I show you that orchid, I will have a picture up of what the blooms look like. So you don't have to go Google it yourself. You can just see it afterwards and be like, maybe it will be put on your wish list, maybe not. Okay, so let's get going, guys. So I'll try not to make this as long as it could be if I went into detail about every single orchid. So I'll try to keep it short. But if you've been watching me, you know that I have favorite orchids in the greenhouse. Sorry guys, bees. And this being one of them. There is no ID to this pretty little thing, but she's my favorite. She came from Florida, and she has a sweet lemon sent to her after a few days of being in bloom. This is her second time blooming for me, and I have her in just bark and some pebbles, and I water her probably twice a week. This is my little no ID Brassevola, and she's gorgeous. On to the next. This is my Hippo orchid. I call it my Hippo, or just Hippo. It is a Better Grow bag baby for $13. You can see it's really taken a liking to the rocks and pebbles. This one is a really heavy drinker, and you can see by some of the wrinkling right here that she's still thirsty a little bit. But look at that flower spike coming up. I hope this isn't too dark for you guys. I feel like this video is very dark for some reason, even though it's very bright in the greenhouse. But yeah, she's in spike. She's a bag baby, and healthy as a hippo. And you can see just the roots. I mean, she's happy. So I love these Better Grow bag babies. You can't beat that for what, 13 bucks? I can't even get the tag in there. Yeah, so she'll be, my goodness, she'll be in bloom soon. I can't wait to show you guys. On to the next. Hello, gorgeous. You guys saw the spotlight video on this, maybe, that I just put up recently. This is Leah. She's on to her second bloom now. That's the oldest one. This is the newest one. She's been quite a slow grower for me until she got brought out into the greenhouse, and she's been growing vigorously and blooming now. She's in just pebbles and lava rock, and I water her twice a week, and she's a perfect little girl. I love her. I think everybody should have one of these in their collection. Okay, this one here is what I call my Brindren orchid. I got it from Brindren on eBay. There's the name. And I got it because I saw Todd on Todd's Tropical post something that he got one, and you know, all these siblings, this cross, you know, there's different variations, and I just wanted to see what mine might come out as. You know, it's gonna be a surprise. And right down in there, there is something coming out of that sheath. I'm so excited. Yeah, so it's been a really good grower. I have it in this clay pot. You guys know I like to put my cats and Brassevola hybrids in pebble, lava rock. Throw maybe a few pieces of bark in there somewhere. So that's my Blendrin orchid, and I can't wait to show you guys when it blooms. Look how gorgeous this girl is. She's starting to, you know, fade. The blooms are starting to get a little old, but she's been in bloom for so long. I can't get over the purple color. Here's her ID. She's a very easy grower. She gets a lot of bright light, as much as my Brassevolas do. It's time for a repot with her. I've knocked her over quite a few times since she's been in bloom, and a lot of that media is missing. I will repot her in just straight bark. But yeah, and I water this one twice a week. Also, most of my orchids I water twice a week, you guys. I've worked hard on getting them, almost all of them, on the same kind of schedule. Some of them, you know, you just can't. But yeah, so that is my blue fairy girl. Do you guys remember a couple weeks ago I did a how to propagate this devil's backbone? It's a variegated devil's backbone. You can see even the stem, you know, is variegated. But the propagations have taken off. I checked and they have rooted. This plant is really cool to me. I kind of wish it had a different name though, but I like it a lot. So that is my devil's backbone. Dendrobium Aberrands sibling. This one's given me quite a bit of trouble. The first two new growths I had on it rotted away. This one right here is a new growth. Don't know if it'll be spiking or not. You can see it's significantly smaller than that last growth there. So yeah, it's kind of a trouble orchid for me. It doesn't like putting out roots, but I got one new growth, so it's a success in my book. Even more so if it blooms. It gets a lot of sun, as you can see by the darkening leaves. So that's my Dendrobium Aberrands, guys. Starochilis Ramosa. I got it off of eBay from LA Orchids, and it wasn't doing good potted up. Well, because it just kept toppling over. I couldn't keep it steady. So I found this little mount, put it on there, and that root has finally attached. I mean, it's pretty rough looking. I don't really know what's happening or going on with it. It's put out 4 new leaves for me since having it. No new roots down here. All of these are new roots though. So it just kind of sits there. I water it once a day, and we'll see. I hope it blooms because it has adorable little flowers. So fingers crossed that it blooms one day for me. Cedaria Japonica. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. It's been a fantastic grower for me. Since I've had it, it's put on 4 leaves. And I have it in just pebble down there. It's just pebbles. It gets a lot of sun. I mean, it gets as much sun as my Brassevolas. I mean, it's on the top shelf up there. I mean, so it gets a lot of sun and it really likes it. I water it once a day. You know, there's not very much in there keeping moisture. And it's a heavy drinker. If I skip a day of watering, this leaf here will go a little soft on me. So that's my Cedaria Japonica. I think the blooms smell like lemon, or like a lemon scented cleaner maybe. I don't know, I've never smelled one in person, so it'll be a pleasure to finally smell one and see a little bloom in person, hopefully one day soon. If you are still with me, thanks for staying tuned this long, you guys. I know I'm really trying not to make it a long video, but this is all just the top shelf. Nanny Gold. This is the little spidery yellow blooms with the polka dots on them. That the blooms smell like a cedar chest to me. I'm not a fan of quite the smell. And I've really had an issue with bulbs. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that browning right there. I've had an issue with one by one, the bulbs are browning. I mean, I've repotted it and everything. The new growths are growing not fast, but not horribly slow either. So that is my Nanny Gold. Look at the size of this orchid. It's huge. This is my one and only Catacetum, and it's Catacetum Frilly Doris. And she came in bud from this growth here. She came in bud from this growth here and bloomed. And as soon as those blooms faded, this one started growing, and it is growing fast. It grows so fast. So I think I'm taking care of it the right way, you guys. It's my one and only Catacetum Frilly Doris. Next one, I'm not going to try to pronounce the tag, the ID. I'll just let you read it for yourself. But look how little, you guys. It came to me bare root in a basket, and I potted it up in this moss. It has spiked previously, if you see that itty bitty flower spike right there. It stays, with that moss, it stays pretty wet. I only water this one like once a week. I will miss those aerial roots every now and then when I think about it, but it's watering day for it. So you guys, that was my top shelf collection on one of my shelves, and you know, I got a lot more shelves to go, including floor space, you know. So thanks for sticking around and watching and, you know, getting familiarized with my orchid collection and my plant collection. Happy growing, everybody. Till next time.